Hi everyone, today I'm going to be reviewing the Milano spaceship and also comparing it to the other Guardians of the Galaxy spaceships that LEGO has made. So let's get into it. Alright, here is the box. We see that it is set number 76286, comes with 2,090 pieces. The retail price that I bought it for is 160 US dollars. So this is absolutely crushing the price to part ratio. Where you typically want to have about 10 cents for every Lego piece. So this is doing pretty good there. That's very rare nowadays. We also have the minifigures that I'll go over. We have Star-Lord, Gamora, Rocket, Baby Groot, and Drax. And again, I will overview them as I review this set. The set itself is extremely substantial in its size. It is the largest Guardians of the Galaxy ship I have ever gotten. And I have gotten the Benatar that they made, the one from Infinity War, and I'll compare that to this as well. But this thing is just so big, and you can really feel the weight when you carry it. All the I'm looking down here a lot because you see how well all of these different side kind of building techniques fit together. All the angles on here are actually amazing. It made me really take appreciation of the Lego building system and how they're able to get all these things to fit together in ways you think would never work. Like, look how sleek the angle is here. All these little fins in the back as well on the sides, they're all adjustable, so you can adjust these up and down. It's these ones. You can adjust forward and backward. You can also adjust these ones too. And there's so much construction on the sides as well that I just did not think would be possible. Like, look at this here. So you have like this flat area here, and then it angles down, but it's so seamless almost. And you go down here, and then it's another angle, but still very seamless. This thing is just a masterpiece in terms of the actual Lego building techniques. And then you can come into the back again. Look at that shot, like that. That gives me good memories of Guardians of the Galaxy 1. We can come back here. You have all the engines and stuff, all adjustable as well. Really makes it feel like the Milano with all the adjustable aero elements. And then you also actually have a viewing screen back here. That's clear, and that actually does look straight into the parts where the figures can be. And to get access into that, this set does a really good job of just letting you take off the top. So it seems like with all these different angles, it would take a lot to be able to access inside. Not true at all. You just pop this off, and this whole assembly just comes right off with the windshield, and then we can look inside. So there's a lot of space, actually, more space than the Benatar had. You can have both pilots and co-pilots. In the front here, you got control sticks. You can have someone back there. There's so much standing room, so much standing room. There's also a seat to the left. This area right here, that's where you can put the Baby Groot in his pot. And I think this just looks really, really good. Like, look at that. Like, that feels like the Guardians of the Galaxy just feeling. I don't know how to describe it. We come back here, and we have the are those records? I'm too young to know, but that's where he has the Awesome Mix, Volume 1 or 2, whichever you're feeling. And then we have a little bed that people can lay on. And I included this present. This is actually from the Guardians of the Galaxy advent calendar, but it just reminds me of the present that he got in the movie. But yeah, lots of standing space, and I will show you that here in just a moment with all the figures actually inside. So here I'm trying to mimic their escape from the Sovereign, but you got Rocket and Peter Quill in the front there driving the ship. You have Gamora yelling at them because they're bickering. You can have Baby Groot back there, and then you can have Drax kind of lurking in the corner, trying to catch him moving, dancing. And you see there's still so much space for other people. You can put Mantis, Nebula, whoever you could possibly need. You have the bed space still. And the top still goes on very, very easily and still encapsulate the encapsulates the figures pretty much perfectly. All right, so I said I would compare it with previous Guardians of the Galaxy ships. So I have brought the Benatar out of retirement, and I'll be explaining some stuff about it as well. But in terms of getting those cool angles, the Benatar also did a very good job of that. Just the source material, the actual Benatar itself, does not have as many angles as the Milano does. Like, doesn't have that sharp angle here. It doesn't have all these really nuanced angles. I mean, it does, but not to the degree that the Milano does. So they both do a good job here, but getting those angles is definitely more difficult on the Milano. In terms of internal space, though, that's something I'd like to point out. So, in terms of accessibility, I'd say that the Milano has the Benatar beat because, first of all, you have to take off the roof in these two parts, and it's not as easy to do. Yeah, here we are. And you see, you still also have to open up like this front area to be able to access everything. Whoops, I accidentally broke it somehow. Yeah, here we go. So you see there's still space for everyone. So you have Rocket and Quill, and then you have the rest of the team back here, and you have a little bit of space back there for Groot. The light's not doing many favors there. You can kind of see that. But just with the Milano, it's so much more open, and it's so easy to access. You just take this off. It's only held in by those two yellow studs in the back, and you just have so much space. Whereas in the Benatar, you kind of have to dig around for the space. So there's that. In terms of the base is something you might not have even seen with the black background. But this, the Benatar has a spinning base, which is really cool. If I can get enough friction to keep it still. Yeah, so this can actually spin on this axis, and it's a tilted axis, so it's really cool for setting up different kind of angles for display. Whereas the Milano has a more static base, but the Milano is just sitting on the base. So again, it makes it very accessible if you want to use the ship. Whereas the Benatar, it's actually pinned to the base, so you have to remove the pins to be able to access things within it. As for the figures, of course, it's just the original 5 Guardians of the Galaxy. So we got Quill, Rocket, Gamora, Drax, and Baby Groot. And I think that these minifigures look awesome. Truly awesome. I've been waiting to get this Drax with all the tattoos for quite a while. I remember in 2014 when the original Milano came out, that was the only set you could get him. And then again, you could only get him in the Milano the second time it came out. And he's just been kind of difficult to get my hands on, so I'm really happy to get him. Also, Rocket looks really good in the Ravager uniform, and Baby Groot as well just really captures the spirit. And I'll show y'all Gamora and Peter Quill's alternate expressions as well. So here they are. I've always loved this Peter Quill face that is supposed to actually be Chris Pratt as opposed to the original one that they used back in 2014. And this Gamora face just captures her before Infinity War really well. So that being said, do I think that this is a worthwhile set in the year 2025? Yes, I do. If you're a Marvel fan, if you're a Guardians of the Galaxy fan, you're gonna want to pick this up. It really feels like the model that it's meant to model, and it's just really nice on display. If you like Lego building techniques, you're gonna have a great time with this. There's so many cool ones. You literally start out building the thing for like a couple bags, and then they just tell you, oh, that whole thing you built, flip it 90 degrees. Now you're building from a whole different reference frame. It's so cool. I'm really happy I got this set. The price to part ratio is great, especially in 2025, where every set is going to have a terrible price to part ratio. So I definitely recommend this set. I think it's an upgrade from the Benatar, even though the Benatar is my favorite Guardians of the Galaxy ship. So yeah, let me know what y'all think in the comments, and thank you for watching.